My next Patreon question is from Benjamin, who would like to know if there's an actor I'd like to see in a superhero film. Something you may have noticed is as more and more superhero movies get produced these days, it's become more common for actors to be in one than not. Seriously, pick any Hollywood movie from the past 30 years, and chances are someone in the cast has been in a superhero movie, whether playing one of the heroes, villains, or even an innocent bystander. With the number of films based on Marvel and DC Comics made in that time frame, this was bound to happen. Now, are there any major actors who have not appeared in a superhero movie? Certainly, Leonardo DiCaprio is a famous example, and he's openly said he's not interested, which is not surprising when you look at the films he has chosen to do. Critters 3 is even the only sequel he's ever done, so he's unlikely to attach himself to a possible franchise anytime soon. Although James Cameron did want to cast him as Spider-Man back when he was going to direct a film about the web crawler. So I really had to think about which actors have yet to be in a superhero movie and who might even consider accepting a role in one. Well, one person you might be surprised to learn has never been in a superhero movie is Steve Buscemi. The closest are the Spy Kids movies, but those are about secret agents, not superheroes. The Transformers movies and G-Force, also kind of a similar genre, but again, not specifically about superheroes. He's been in so many movies, you would think he might have shown up in the Marvel DC universe, or even an original or animated superhero film. And yet, somehow, he has yet to play a superhero or face off against one in a motion picture. Steve Buscemi is an actor who I often enjoy the presence of, whether he's playing a repulsive person like in Fargo or a likable dork of some kind. I feel there's any assortment of characters he could play, whether in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the DC Universe. Although the first time he winds up in a superhero movie could be if Adam Sandler produces one and casts him as either a villain or hero with unusual powers. Another likable actor you might be surprised has never been in a superhero movie is Tom Hanks. He's been in movies with fantastical premises like The Polar Express, Big, and the Toy Story movies, but for the most part, he seems to prefer playing real-life heroes or regular everymen. Although I think if he were to be in a superhero movie, I don't think he would play a superhero or supervillain. I feel he would more likely be cast as someone working in the government, sort of like Alexander Pierce or Thunderbolt Ross. Hugh Grant is someone I think could be a lot of fun in a superhero movie. In recent years, he's moved away from the sorts of roles he became known for in romantic comedies to play more villainous characters. He was absolutely delightful in Paddington 2 and did an excellent job playing someone very sinister and clever in Heretic. If a film was in need of a villain who could go up against a superhero in a very conniving way, I think he would do a very good job. Couldn't you imagine him going up against David Corenswet's Superman? I could even picture him playing Lex Luthor's father, and not just because he played a father figure to Nicholas Hoult in About a Boy. An actor who I found quite entertaining in a number of roles recently is Keke Palmer, and I can see her possibly playing a superhero one day. She did have a voice role in Lightyear, which is kind of in the same genre, but I can also see her showing up in the DC Universe or Marvel Cinematic Universe one day. For instance, I can easily imagine Palmer playing Bumblebee, who has previously only ever appeared on screen in video games and animated productions. She has yet to be depicted in live action, and I hope if James Gunn or one of the other directors working the DC Universe decide to include her, they consider Keke Palmer for the role. But how about actors who've been in superhero movies, but I can picture them in other roles? For a long time, I thought Nathan Fillion would be a great choice to play Bruce Wayne in a Batman movie. Part of it is because of how much he looks like the Bruce from the 90s animated series, but I can also easily imagine him in the cape and cowl, and I think he will provide an interesting approach to the character as he goes up against Batman's rogues gallery. He's slightly discreet though, as he said in an interview some years ago, but while he can see himself playing Bruce Wayne, he thinks he will be a terrible Batman. Of course, even if Fillion was enthusiastic about playing Batman, it's extremely unlikely to happen now, as he's currently playing Guy Gardner, one of the Green Lanterns in the current DC Universe. Funnily enough, that's not even Nathan Fillion's first Green Lantern, as he previously voiced Hal Jordan in some of the direct-to-video DC animated movies. In any case, I did really like Robert Pattinson's take on Batman, so I'm happy with him playing the Dark Knight right now. Honestly, I've been satisfied with a lot of the casting decisions made in the recent crop of superhero movies, with a lot of inspired choices being made for these iconic comic book heroes and villains. How many people were fan casting Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark before he got the role? Probably not many. And like I said at the beginning, there are actors like Leonardo DiCaprio who have no interest in putting on the cape or facing off against Superman or Captain America. But let me know in the comments which actor you would like to see in a superhero movie, and thank you for the question, Benjamin.